Hey everyone, we're going to continue working on 4.OA.A.3 this week, solving multi-step word problems, assessing reasonableness of our answers, interpreting remainders, and identifying the variable. So let's go into our first problem. Tom had 114 baseball cards. He kept 10 and shared the rest evenly among his 8 friends. How many baseball cards did each friend get? Again, Tom had 114 baseball cards. He kept 10 and shared the rest evenly among his 8 friends. How many baseball cards did each friend get? Before we start solving the problem, I really want you to go ahead and write your equation. I want you to think about, what do you think the equation should say? What should it look like? So right now, before I write mine, I want you to go ahead and write yours. I'm going to go over Ladybug. So we know he has 114 baseball cards. He kept 10 for himself. So 114, he kept 10 for himself. So he took 10 out of it. Then he divided it evenly with 8 of his friends. The rest were divided evenly with his 8 friends. So parentheses have got to come into play here. So we've got to put our parentheses, because this needs to be done first. 114 minus the 10 is what Tom kept. Then we have to take that total and divide it evenly with his 8 friends. And then the question was, how many cards will each of those friends get? So we have to think about, what letter could we use to represent the unknown? Because we don't know how many cards each one of his friends is going to get. That's the unknown. So we're going to use C for cards. So now your first step, 114 minus 10, that will leave you with 104. Now you still have to divide by 8 to figure out what C is. So then we can go into our Super 7 strategy. 104 divided by 8. So I'll automatically think about, okay, I want to go pretty high, but I don't want to go over 104. Well, I know 8 times 10 is 80. So there's a great place to start. Okay, so then if I had 100 minus 80, and then, so 4 minus 0 and 10 minus 8, so 24. So now I've got 24. 8 goes into 24 3 times. So times 3 will give us 24, and subtract. So how many baseball cards is each of his friends going to get? They're each going to get 13. So then it would be C equals 13. So we started by writing an equation, using parentheses to identify our first step, using a letter to represent our variable, which I want to know how many baseball cards each friend gets. So here's our starting equation. We didn't do any of the math in it. We just wrote what we needed to do. Then we solved. Then we showed our answer with the variable. So I'm going to do another one with you before I hand it over for you to do one on your own. So going into our problem. So this one says, a teacher bought 12 packs of crayons. 7 of the packets had 9 crayons, and the other 5 packets had 10 crayons. How many crayons did the teacher buy in all? Again, a teacher bought 12 packets of crayons. 7 of the packets had 9 crayons, and the other 5 packets had 10 crayons. How many crayons did the teacher buy in all? So going back to our ladybug, like I said, I'd love for you to write out the equation first. So she bought 7 packets that had 9 crayons. Okay, well, 7 packets with 9 crayons, 7 groups of 9. So multiply. There's one piece. Then 5 packets had 10. So then we have to add 5 packets with 10 in each. Equals, and she wanted to know how many total crayons that was. So C again. The last one was cards, this one's crayons. So now we've done our starting equation. We need to multiply 7 times 9 and 5 times 10, then add them together to figure out the total number of crayons. So 7 times 9, 63, plus 50 equals C. And now 63 plus 50, 3 and 11. 113 crayons. So then you can say C equals 113. Awesome. Okay, let's go back to our problem. Now this next one is going to be up to you. Okay, so looking at this problem, Mr. Smith baked 3 trays of 36 cookies. After they cooled, he divided the cookies evenly into 4 bags. How many cookies did Mr. Smith place in each bag? Again, Mr. Smith baked 3 trays of 36 cookies. After they cooled, he divided the cookies evenly into 4 bags. How many cookies did Mr. Smith place in each bag? So right now you're going to need to think about, what do I need to do first? What is my starting equation going to look like? Okay, what's that starting equation going to look like? Where do I need to put my parentheses? What could my variable possibly be? So right now I want you to answer the question, by writing in what is your starting equation with the variable. Do that now, please. Awesome. Okay, now let's solve. Let's do that first step. What do you think you need to do first in that problem? Please answer that part of your problem. Great. Okay, now let's answer the second part of the problem. Fantastic. Okay, and now let's write the variable with the correct answer. So let's write the variable with the correct answer. Great job. Y'all did awesome today. Proud of you.